It's that time again. Our favorite RHOBH friend of turned gossip monger, Miss $25,000 sunglasses herself, Miss Dana Wilkey is back. And listen, Dana's here to share all the intel she has on the daily changing saga that is the Erika Jayne Tom Girardi divorce case. In other words, Dana's here to chat about her new life's work. Really, Dana has dedicated her life to this. So, I mean, she was a vital part of The Housewife and The Hustler, after all, beating out hundreds of thousands of other self-proclaimed EJ experts. So Dana shares what she knows from behind the scenes, boots on the ground regarding RHOBH. And of course, we chat about all the current state of EJ affairs, TJ Maxx visits, red carpets in Vegas, lots of other stuff. Dana has a lot of questions also about Sutton Stracke's recent third appearance on this very podcast here. And although I don't like to spill tea, this is Patreon, and Dana has a way of getting stuff out of us. So eventually we oblige some behind the scenes stuff. And Dana, which she's one to talk with her $25,000 sunglasses, is obsessed with EJ's spending and the $25 million in credit card charges. So she comes prepared, wanting to talk about housewife salaries and all sorts of other financial information. You know, this is really all you guys want to talk about. I put on so many other shows. We just had Fran Drescher here. Fran Drescher is an icon, but I get a gazillion DMs and everyone just wants to talk about Erika. So I give in. I surrender. I have summoned Miss Dana back. We've done a swap. I was on her Patreon. She is on mine now. So head on over to Patreon and listen to this wonderful episode today. And let me know what you all think. Bye. Oh, and here are a few little clips. I'm going to share like one or two clips for y'all. All right. So should I ask you my question?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You know, I know you had your questions earlier when we chatted about, you know, what really went on behind the scenes with Sutton. You wanted to put me on blast. So, you know, thank you for inviting me on Dishing with Drama. And now you're on Behind the Velvet Rope. So I just want to know, Dana, do you think Erika belongs in jail?
Do I think Erika belongs in jail? Well, let me think about how I feel about that. I think Erika deserves to be investigated. And I believe that based on that investigation, if it shows that she knew that the money was taken from the law firm and there isn't, like, I would probably let me just say it this way. If it was my investigation, I would look through all the records of what she bought. I would decide if it genuinely was, you know, as this loan was supposed to be between Girardi Keese. I'd ask for the formal loan agreement between her company and his company. I would want to look at that. I'd want to look at communication surrounding the requests for the money. Was it done like on the fly? Did she have any understanding that the money was coming from clients? And if at the end of the day, she had no understanding that the money came from the clients, and she had properly documented her transactions, I would absolutely just let it go. I'd be like, you did nothing wrong. But if I got into it and I found that there was it wasn't properly documented, or there wasn't some kind of understanding of the communication, or there was something off with that, and I found out that she knew that he was taking money from the clients, meaning maybe there's one thing where he says, I don't have any more money, Erika, and Erika says, take it from the clients, or he says, I'm taking it from the clients, and she doesn't tell someone, then that's a problem. That's a problem. Because then she was aware that her husband was breaking the law and didn't do anything about it. So that's the answer. That's like not the, sensationalized answer. That's an intelligent answer, right?
Listen, Dana, I'm not trying to sway you in any way, shape, or form. I'm just asking you a real question.
No, and I'm just saying that's a real answer. That's a truthful answer. Because I'm not, does she deserve to be investigated? For sure. But I can't say beyond that it would, like I said, based on what I said before, the evidence showed.
Do you think, there's all this talk now that Lisa Rinna is going to be called into court because she's so adamant that Erika is probably innocent? If you were on the show, would you be worried about getting called into court?
I would definitely be concerned if she wasn't telling me the truth. So if I felt like I was on the show and I'm shooting with her and she's lying to me and I'm catching her in lies, then my next question is, why is she lying to me? And if my radar goes off that she's hiding something or that she's a liar, then I would want to distance myself on the basis that I don't want to be friends with someone who's lying to me. But I also would be, I think, I wouldn't want to be associated with, how can I explain it? What if she said to me, you can borrow my ring for 3 months if you want, you liked that ring. And I unknowingly take the ring for 3 months, right? And then I give the ring back at the end of the 3 months. She's like, no, just keep it. Like, I don't want to be entangled in something like that. You need your friends when they're going through this type of litigation. They can't say stuff, obviously, that is privileged, but they can certainly say, right now we probably shouldn't, I shouldn't bring stuff, I shouldn't share this with you, or, I can't buy something for you because if I do, it could make you look bad, like you're helping me in some way.
Right. That makes sense.
Like I might actually have said, if I cared about Lisa, I might have actually said to Lisa, I'm about to be in a shitstorm. I can't tell you why, but I think it would be a good idea for me to change business managers because you referred me to him and he's your business manager. And this could make you look bad and it could call into question your integrity. And I don't want to do that to you as a friend, especially as a public figure. So I'm gonna be a good friend, and although it's bad for me to do for myself, I'm gonna get a new business manager because he was yours first.
Do you think she's gonna be back next year? Like, yeah.
I mean, are they releasing a Real Housewife of New York reunion in late September?
What do you mean?
Well, if you know the answer to that, you know my answer.
Are they releasing in late September? Yes.
No, a reunion for Real Housewives of New York.
I don't know. It changes every day.
No, they made an announcement about it. Everyone's acting like it's so unknown, but they've said it.
They've said it, but I've heard such mixed things.
Yeah, no.
So the answer is yes. So you think she is going to be back. Okay. Well, I mean, it's not whether she's going to be invited back. She could also decide not to come back.
No, she's going to come back. She's going to come back.
The money. Okay, just curious.
She's 100% going to come back, and they're going to 100% keep her. Because if they let her go, then they validated all. Andy has already publicly backed her. If they don't bring her back next year, then they look like they've abandoned their horse. They can't look like they abandoned their horse. Now, ask me if she's coming back the year after that, and I'm going to say probably not.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? You just think why?
I've seen enough people go through difficult things on the show, and I've seen how they behave. And they back the horse, and then they don't dump the person right away because they don't want to appear to be insensitive to the horse that they just rode. And then they do it like a year later to distance themselves from the situation. So that's my feeling that that's what they're going to do again.
Voila.
So many interesting thoughts, Dana.
I know.
You always have a lot to say.
So do you, David.
I mean, that's why we do these crossovers. I'm sorry that you feel that I brought absolutely nothing to this table today.
No, you did it. You brought great stuff to the table, but I asked you to bring some financial information about people's salaries. You didn't bring one.
No, but I brought inside the exclusive Sonia Morgan.
Okay.
That's something, right?
That was actually very good. I enjoyed that part. You were very good. I mean, let's just get started. I had a few Patreons reach out to me asking me to get information about reality shows and what they pay. So I thought we could do a segment about, you know, what people are making in reality TV. I thought you'd also enjoy that and your listeners would enjoy that.
I like it.
Yeah. And then I thought also you could share any like highlights from the last few weeks of interviews that maybe, you know, stuff that really kind of stood out to you as, you know, interesting. Let me first start with a question for you. I did listen to your third interview with Sutton Stracke, which I know you did recently. And I guess I wanted to ask you, I noticed you didn't ask her about Erika. And I guess the question I have about your Sutton Stracke interview was, did you not ask her about Erika because it was filmed? I mean, it was recorded a few weeks ago before anything happened with that. Or did you not ask because you were told not to ask?
You just cut right to the chase now, don't you? Well, I mean, let's back up and say, for some reason, Miss Stracke loves coming on my show. I'm not really sure why. We've had 3 conversations and I don't know. I mean, obviously we cover a lot more. So head on over to Patreon. It's me and Dana back together again. We are about to break it all down. And again, this is what you DM me about 24/7. You want more Erika chat. So today we get to the bottom of some more stuff. Head on over to Patreon for everyone who is on our Patreon, which is more of you every single week. And I thank you truly, truly, truly from the bottom of my heart. I do not take one single Patreon for granted. And if you're not, it's Saturday. What are you waiting for? Treat yourselves. Head on over to Patreon. Enjoy. And as usual, we will be back with a great epic guest this Monday. Might as well keep it Bravo related, right? So stay tuned and enjoy Patreon today.